blank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Pistoling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rock Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premier Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute, salute, salute. Man, get that energy up. Man. Salute to Andios. Andios is in the building. JJ, what's good, man? What's good? Yo, I'm going to say something, bro. Endgame, what's good, man? I'm going to say it because y'all don't want to say it. I'm going to say it because for the most part, y'all are gentlemen and gentlewomen, right? For the most part, y'all are kind and respectful. But I'm going to say it. Tom Thibodeau is not a big game coach, period. I'm tired of this, bro. Every time a game has a sense, right? Every time a game we play have a small sense of importance, Tom Thibodeau gets his ass out coached. Every important game. And listen, I already know what y'all gonna tell me. Y'all be like, well, Cat didn't rebound enough. Man, we got beat on the boards. Cat didn't grab enough. How many he's supposed to grab? 50? I already know what y'all going to say. The defense wasn't good enough, man. You know, the defense, we held them to 108. What? What excuse are we going to? Bro, I know what y'all got. Man, you know, once we get healthy, man, you better look out. Bro, Precious played tonight. Cameron Payne played tonight. Deuce McBride played tonight. What other excuse is there for Knicks fans to make? At some point, you can't blame Pinocchio no more. You got to blame Geppetto. For those that don't get it, you got to blame the person pulling the strings. You can't blame Pinocchio no more. You gotta blame the person pulling the strings. Tom Thibodeau is not a big game coach. Period. Anytime a game has a sense that it might be important, Tom Thibodeau let us down. Tom Thibodeau was legit choking going into halftime. The Knicks had a 12-point lead going into the half, and Atlanta made a small adjustment, and they just chipped away at the lead going into halftime. And the Knicks fans that I speak to, they want to blame the players. It's not the players. The Knicks payroll is crazy. It's not like the Knicks aren't spending money on players. The Knicks spent money and assets on great players. Jalen Brunson is a great player. OG Anunoby is a great player. Karl Anthony Towns is a great player. Mikal Bridges is a great player. Josh Hart is a very, very, very good player. Deuce McBride is a very good player. Cameron Payne is a good player. Precious is a good player. We can't keep blaming the players for these losses. You can't keep blaming the man as soon as before the game, but before the game is even over. Before the game is even over. Before the game is even over, the bat phone, I have a million texts about Karl Anthony Towns is soft, man. Cat was supposed to demolish them. Jalen Brunson did everything he could to save them, man. But Mikal Bridges didn't do such and such and such. All that's bullshit. We out here blaming OG and Trae Young killing us, man. Oh, where OG and Anunoby at? Bro, what the fuck? What is OG? When are we going to start blaming the coach for choking in big games? At some point, we got to start pointing the finger at I was in Atlanta for the playoffs. I saw Tom Thibodeau choke. I saw Tom Thibodeau standing there with no answers for the Atlanta Hawks 3 or 4 years ago. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw Tom Thibodeau choke against Philadelphia and get bailed out. I saw Tom Thibodeau with a 2-0 lead against the Indiana Pacers and needed one stop to go up 3-0 against Indiana. And he choked away the series and blamed it on injuries. I saw Tom Thibodeau have a 2-0 lead on Indiana with Tyrese Halliburton hurt with a back injury and needed one stop in order to go up 3-0 on the Indiana Pacers and couldn't get that stop. I saw Tom Thibodeau in game 1 of the season against the Boston Celtics, our measuring stick game. We look forward to that game all summer. How do we measure up against the Boston Celtics? And Boston wiped the floor with Tom Thibodeau. It's beyond it, man.
Freeze. It's not the Knicks. There's so many things frustrated that happened in that game. Freezy, I don't even know where to start. I really don't know where to start.
The players jumped out on Atlanta with energy and execution.
Yeah.
Playing solid together. The dude that coached them, the dude that looked like Jesse Raphael in
Snyder.
the face. Him, right? He started making minor, small tweaks, telling Trae
4 timeouts in the first half, Freezy. 4.
Every time we got to get ready, go on a run, he called a timeout. You know what else he did, Dre? You know what else he did?
Made adjustments.
He told Trae, not to look for the three, but penetrate the paint until the Knicks stop us. Right? Right. And Trae Young he started at the free throw line and inched closer and closer till he got to the dotted circle. And Cat would not come up to meet him, and he started throwing up the floaters.
Yeah.
Right. Just getting warm. Right. And you're like, it's Trae Young. You know, Trae Young is not the small athlete that's going to go by you. He's not built like that.
He's going to go over you with the ball.
Right. Trae Young is not going to dunk on you, Cat. But you know what the word is? Tibbs is like, nah, man, deep is the deepest.
Drop. A guy that can't is not a vertical leaper. You telling him to drop. And God bless Cat's heart. But for the most part, he held up solidly in the first half. He had 4 blocks, 3 steals.
Right.
But that's like an impossible task when you're running against a point guard that knows what he's doing with a coach that's also giving him the right advice. And you didn't see any of those deflections or tips or bats away from Cat because they changed their whole game plan. And the thing that I don't understand is, how do you not adjust? We were running the same junk over and over on offense. Freezy, as soon as Deuce McBride and Campaign were in the game, and they saw a 6'7" wing on them, clear out, they're giving the ball to him. We had Deuce McBride and McCall in the game at the same time, right? And this man Tibbs is telling McCall to guard Trae Young instead of Deuce McBride. Does that make sense? And then we telling Deuce McBride to check 6'8" wing. Does that make sense to you, Freezy? Or am I tripping?
No, I know. I think you have a good point.
He had a 6'7" wing on a 6-foot point guard, 27 feet away from the rim, and Trae Young decided, I'm not going to force this action. I have a clear mismatch. And we could easily do that on the other side, but we don't.
But we didn't.
We kept trying to stick a square peg in a round hole over and over and over with no pivot, no change. We didn't make Trae Young guard a soul tonight.
Nope.
We let them pre-switch. We were trying to run our traditional offense. We were trying to run the same sets from the opening minutes to the close of the game with no pivot, no change in approach, no change in strategy. Meanwhile, every action they trying to bring Brunson into it, and we out here letting Trae Young just chill in the corner, not do nothing.
The thing is, when the game first started, I saw what they were doing. I called it out on playback TV for those that were there. And what we did was guard Trae Young soft and take away all of his weapons.
Yeah.
Let Trae Young beat us by himself, right? Which worked for a long stretch, right? It worked because Trae wasn't ready for that. Took a little bit of time to adjust. When he adjusted, both teams were going back and forth, but the Knicks had a lead.
Yeah.
We go in halftime because Tibbs started choking in the second quarter, right? He started choking when Trae Young started penetrating the defense and pushing Cat backwards to protect the run to take away the lob. But what's the difference between giving up the lob to Clint Capella
and giving up the floater
anyway. To Trae Young?
It's it's 2 points anyway. And the thing that's so frustrating about it, we losing to teams that are playing rookies. They have no fear of playing rookies. We talking about teams that will go into the playoffs that want to make a run. They playing rookies. And we have 2 guys that would fit seamlessly against what Atlanta does, which is take advantage of their athleticism and length and physicality. Right. And we could have used one of them, but
we didn't see that guy tonight, though.
No, we could have used one of them, but we decided to send Huck Porty to G League, and he turned his ankle.
Awesome. Tibbs hurting guys, and he ain't even playing them.
We could have used Pacom Dadier, but he probably had dead legs because he was in the G League. all those tip balls and batted balls that we saw because we were trying out 2, 3 small guards. God bless Josh Hart. God bless his heart. He's still not big enough when he's going against Jalen Johnson and DeAndre Hunter and Okongwu and Capella in the paint and and Dyson Daniels. He's 6'7",
Right.
and
And he's 6'7"
Zachary
and strong too
Richardson.
now. That
Yeah,
dude's strong too now.
yeah, and Zachary Richardson 6'7". And if you're trying to win the game off execution and like offensive execution, because we held them to enough points to win the game, but we became like extremely predictable. If the shot not going, we had no pivot. We didn't try to hunt an easy mismatch for an easy bucket. We ain't try to target Trae Young, which literally every other team in the league would have tried to, because we already know Trae Young is not coming out there to actually defend somebody. He's going to show
No,
real hard.
no,
He's going to show real hard on that screen, and that's your opening to collapse the defense. But
right,
we didn't even try,
right,
and I'm watching them do that over and over. The guys that they're giving the ball to exploit us are not stars.
right.
As soon as he's going to be a star. I'm gonna be absolutely honest. Jalen Johnson is a hell of a player.
Yeah, you know we could have drafted him, right? But you
Oh
know
yeah.
who we drafted instead?
Who? I
Quentin
forgot.
Grimes.
Oh my God, Freezy. Oh, he was after Queen Grimes.
Yes, and
Queen Grimes was
the and
25. Unless we traded back. Did we trade back
nah,
that year?
yeah, we yeah.
Because Jalen
Yeah,
Johnson was like 20 in that draft.
nah, we had pick number 19 and pick number 21.
Oh
And then we
my.
started that calculated shit where you trade back to
Did we
pick up
start the
shit.
calculated stuff, or did we draft guys that Tibbs wants to play? Because
No,
it
no,
seems like Tibbs is allergic to length. Unless we
nah, we
trade, unless
no,
we trade, unless we trade for a veteran.
nah, we traded the number 19 pick to trade back to get assets.
No. I understand what you're saying, Freezy. I'm saying it looks like Tibbs is allergic to young athletes that are 6'7" and 19, 20, 21 years old.
Right,
It
right,
looks like that's what he's allergic to. And
right.
he likes upperclassmen that try really hard and overachieve, but he doesn't
I'm about to throw up, bro.
he don't like talent, Freezy. Like you say, what do you say you like? Top thoughts?
Dots. He like dots, bro.
Meanwhile, as soon as Jalen Johnson gets a mismatch, and we got Deuce McBride getting cooked. Why is Deuce McBride even on him in the first place when McCallum's in the game?
Because Josh Hart is picking up a mismatch in transition. That's the shit. The little bro, these little things when you watch the game, bro, you like, why is Josh Hart running beside Clint Capella? Don't you know if you go to a mismatch intentionally, that creates mismatches everywhere else?
And as soon as they saw the mismatch and the cross match, they saw Deuce McBride on JJ. They saw Deuce McBride on Hunter. They scratched anything they were doing and go into that mismatch.
Go straight at it, right. And
And
they're
meanwhile,
supposed to.
when we have the opportunity to do it, we slowing up the tempo, then trying to bring Dyson Daniel into the action and run pick and roll like Dyson Daniel can't get around the screen. Like he ain't been doing that his whole life. We running regular pick and rolls. We ain't even when you see Trae Young on anybody. Matter of fact, Freezy, literally, if Trae Young is on anybody on the court, you scratch that play and target him and go right to the post. Don't matter who it is. As soon as they saw a mismatch, Deuce McBride is an actual good defender. He is out of his weight class dealing with these big wings, and we letting Trae Young just chill on the defensive end the entire time.
Bro.
But we trying to run the same plays from the opening second of the game instead of adjust. As Tibbs will say, the game will tell you what to do.
I counted our the weave play, right? We ran that weave play 13 times in 4 quarters.
For
Right?
what?
The weave play, y'all, the weave play is the play that they ran last year with Julius Randle, had been running where everybody come up top and touch it and do the little weave or whatever to try to get cross matches. And then when you get the cross match, you don't even try to attack it.
Just window dressing. We just running the same thing anyway after it anyway. And Tibbs will say the game will tell you what to do. You the coach, you tell the players what to do.
Right.
Don't let the game just spiral out of control. Their coach didn't let the game spiral out of control. That man used 4 of his 7 timeouts in like the first 12 minutes of the game. I was looking at the ticker on ESPN like, damn, he only got 3 timeouts left for the rest of the game. And it was the 6-minute mark of the second quarter.
Yep.
And Tibbs is talking about the game. Like Tibbs is so used to letting the offense self-govern. Sometimes, no, you don't. You don't do that. When there's a blatant mismatch, you go for it. You go for the jugular. Even if the Celtics had lost to the Atlanta Hawks without Trae Young, if Trae Young would have played in that game, they would have literally attacked him or his weak point repeatedly for damn near quarters at a time.
Right.
Until you change something, until you overreact, until you start doubling, until you start trapping. They're going to exploit a weakness. We don't exploit weaknesses. We just play the same way no matter what. It don't matter who on the court. We don't exploit mismatches. We just we treat Trae Young like he is a 6'7" wing. We don't go his way. We just gonna act like Dyson Daniels is the average defender in the league and just run the same stuff at him. Instead of trying to get a switch or trying to put Trae in the action. It don't make no sense, Freezy.
It don't make no sense, bro.
It don't like I can't even like the refs were terrible, but I can't even put it on the refs.
But the ref was they were terrible on both sides.
Yeah, like they were terrible on both sides, but like they were getting away with a lot of physicality. And if the refs allow physicality to happen, then the bigger team is gonna get away with a lot more. That's just how life works. If they're gonna allow physicality, the bigger team's gonna have the advantage. And we wouldn't have been so small if we had another 7-footer to play, but we decided to play that man in the G League today, acting like
in the most important game of the season thus far. The most important game of the season.
All hands on deck.
When you have injuries, you sending guys to the G League.
And I love Precious, but they were out there with 3 wings bigger than Precious.
Yeah, and they were
wings, not even centers. Too. Not even centers, wings. Bro, that was his size. And it's clear to see we were at a size deficit. And instead of having the only other 7-footer on the roster that is physically able to perform or play, that we had brought that man to the G League at 11 a.m. to do absolutely nothing but turn his ankle and get 2 points. That's malpractice to me. It's the biggest game of the season and all hands ain't on deck. Does that make sense?
How is it and listen, it's early in the season, but this game was important. If they win, these dudes get extra money. If these dudes win the in-season tournament, they get extra bread.
If Huck Porty played in today's game, someone would have caught a flagrant foul over that bread. Someone would have caught a flagrant foul over that bread. If he was on the court when Trae Young was doing all that,
bro,
showbone.
I told y'all, bro. Man, listen, man. When people were trying to tell me that Jalen Brunson was a dog, I was like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. The Catholic school suburb dudes ain't dogs, bro. Like Mikal Bridges come from a well-to-do family. Josh Hart come from a well-to-do family out of DMV, bro.
That man,
these dudes ain't no dogs. These dudes ain't from these dudes ain't from Flatbush.
But you don't need dog mentality, not necessarily, because like you look at like the Celtics players, they ain't really necessarily like that, but they know how to play on a string. They know how to be disciplined.
Yeah, but that wasn't the point I was making. Though.
I get what you're saying. Though, go ahead.
The point I was making is people were telling me that they would overcome the deficiencies because these guys are dogs.
Oh no, hell no.
Right, and what I'm saying is the way you overcome deficiencies is by coaching and talent. That's how you overcome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how you overcome strategically. You see something, you adjust to it. right?
And
you adjust to it, whether it's schematic or by rotations.
the game will tell you what to do is the most idiotic phrase ever.
I want to vomit in my shirt.
The game don't tell you what to do. The coach tell you what to do.
Oh my God, man. I would just want to.
The game will tell you what to do. Well, how can the game tell you what to do if you're sitting on the bench? They out there with like 6 or 7 guys, 6'8" and taller, in their rotation, 6'7" and taller in their rotation, and we got like 3 of them.
And you had an extra spot, and instead of bringing up Chuma Okeke, you bring up Boo Booey. He's smaller than Deuce.
If we wanted size at the center position, it got so bad that man put Jericho Sims in the game. That's how you knew Tibbs ain't know what he was doing.
He didn't know what he was doing. The look on his face when he looked at Jericho was like, and he's like, I have nothing, bro. Hey, Jericho, just go in there and give me something. That's the look he gave Jericho Sims. Bro, just
Freezy,
just give me something.
We shot Cat got 5-6 fouls when he's in the paint by himself, and everybody else in the lineup is physicality averse. Mikal Bridges is too damn tall to be averaging 3 rebounds. He don't stick his nose in there.
Nope.
OG, God bless his heart. He tries to rebound. He got butterfingers. Every time he tries to get a contested rebound, it just pop out his hand. But he's going against guys taller than him at the same time.
And okay, for OG, it's tough to contest and grab the board.
Yeah.
Right? It's like being a jump shooter grabbing offensive rebounds. You can't contest going one way and then turn back around, go back to the rim. And it's just so with OG, I'll give a pass. Bridges, though, I won't give a pass to, because there have been several nights where he's been out rebounded by Jalen Brunson.
And that's a damn shame.
Right.
And even though sometimes if you're the main guy on the ball, you're not going to be necessarily in position to grab boards.
Right.
But
it's physics. It's physics. Yeah. You can't be in 2 places at one time.
Yeah, but even at that point, when how tall is Mikal? 6'7"?
Yeah.
There ain't no way he's not supposed to stick his nose in there and get 4 or 5 boards in the night.
Come on, man.
Right. Tyler Hero is averaging 5 boards.
Come on, man. Right.
Tyler Hero is averaging 5 boards.
But to the Mikal Bridges thing, there were certain things you knew from that player.
Yeah.
When we traded for him.
Yeah.
Right. There were some things that we knew. We knew he was not a physical player. That's part of the reason why he stayed healthy. Absolutely.
Yeah. You're right, Freezy.
Now with that said, there were certain breakdowns in offense where our captain should have been talking to everybody and calming everybody down. When the lead got to 11, remember the lead was 7. We hit a 2, they hit a 3, we hit a 2, they hit a 3, and the lead was going up by a point. It went from like 10 to 11, and so we were going back and forth in that range. And Jalen Brunson, instead of saying like, everybody calm down, we don't need threes here. When you're losing, it two factors. When you're losing by double digits, what you should be thinking is point per possession. When you're up by 8 points, you're thinking point per possession, right? Yeah. When you're down by 10 points, you don't need to hit home runs in order to get back in the game. You just need runners on base.
Yeah.
Right? And so when OG Anunoby shot that fadeaway 3 out the corner, I was like,
what are you doing?
Our captain is not a leader.
I think OG's been extremely hot or extremely cold from 3. He shot terribly tonight. He was like 1 for 9 from 3 tonight on good looks.
But
at that point, half the time you could force a cross match, a mismatch, and get OG touches right at the rim. And we ain't do it but like one time. And the one time we did do it, we got a foul.
Yeah, and that was in the first quarter. I pointed that out to Greeny and Cowboy Bob. I was like, yo, they running a play right here. As soon as you see OG get that man seal, fuck that play. Get the ball to
Get
OG
it?
underneath the rim.
Exactly.
Right.
And we trying to get too cute, trying to run like the. I'll put it this way, Freezy. An offensive coordinator don't call the same plays in an opening drive than in the fourth quarter.
Right. Nah, you don't. You don't.
You take
You
into
don't.
account time, score, possession.
Right. Right.
And Tibbs is out there talking about the game will tell you what to do. No, the game won't tell you what to do.
No, Tom Thibodeau.
The
That's
other
why
team
he
made
get
an
out
adjustment,
coached.
and the game is telling you what to do. No, the other team made an adjustment, and you not adjusting to their adjustment.
Yeah, it could the adjustment they made in the second quarter was Trey Young getting deeper and deeper into the paint to see how far Cat was going to retreat, right? And Cat's assignment was protect the rim, don't give away the lob. And now you got a crafty guard like Trey Young coming off the screen, watching Cat retreat, and all he doing is just throwing up the floater.
And even to that point, Trae Young didn't even have a really good game. He was 8 for 22.
Right.
We did a good enough job defensively. The offense was a complete, for lack of a better word, it was a shit show.
Yep. Yep.
That's like the thing that gets Tibbs in trouble. There are elite defenders in the league. There's probably literally maybe 2 or 3 guys that might give Brunson some trouble. And Tibbs has no idea how to alleviate some of the load on Brunson. He
Yep.
just thinks Brunson can figure it out no matter what.
Yep.
And the best players in the world struggle at times.
Dre.
Freezy, we didn't have. Remember when we went against OKC and SGA was here and McBride was clamping him up?
Yep.
You know what OKC did? They started running plays. They started running pin downs, double screens. They started running Spain pick and roll. They were trying to get multiple actions to get this man easier touches. And you know what it did? It got him in rhythm at the
Yep.
end of the game, and then he hit a game-winning shot.
But by the time he got in the, it was too late for us to stop him, bro. That meant about you talking about the game last year, right? Where he hit the game winner over SGA.
Yeah,
I mean over Deuce.
Yeah. He was struggling all night.
Yeah.
And the coach was like, after the third quarter, after halftime, the coach was like, I'm gonna make a great effort, a focused effort to get my superstar easier looks.
Yep.
And he got him in rhythm. And once he got him in rhythm, it didn't matter what Deuce was doing defensively at that point.
Yep.
But we out here letting Brunson dribble into all NBA defenders with no pin downs, no bringing weak defenders into the play, no nothing, and then expecting great results to happen. Just because Brunson has been capable of facing elite defenses, don't mean that same thing is going to work every single night.
Yep.
You got to be able to pivot. And he's talking about the game will tell you what to do. No, you dictate dictate the game on your terms.
He is not. Tom Thibodeau is not a big game coach. I've seen it too many times. That's why I was telling Corey Lee last night on this same show. This game is important. We need to see this guy do something big in a big moment. Tibbs don't do that in a big moment. Dre, I pointed it out about the game 7 against Indiana, right? Yeah. Remember when everybody was telling me, man, if he was healthy, we might have put up some. Nah, bro. Tom Thibodeau lost that game 7. Tibbs lost that game 7, bro. That wasn't all injuries, right?
Freezy, there's no mistake why Tom Thibodeau is like, he is 31-41 in the playoffs. There's no mistake.
Bro, I promise you, in that game 7 against Indiana, right? The Knicks were down 19, right? Cut the lead to 8. Dante DiVincenzo and Alec Burks were on fire. Indiana tried multiple backcourt lineups to try to cool them down and couldn't, right? And as soon as Tom Thibodeau got the chance, he subbed out Alec Burks and put Deuce McBride and Jalen Brunson back in the game, and they were ice cold.
And he doesn't even take his own advice. The game will tell you what to do. No, he just be changing stuff because he's comfortable. He's a creature of comfort. That's what he is.
Right.
He just sees something that in his mind we gotta take into account, like, these coaches are human beings, and they all have preconceived biases,
Yep.
even the great ones.
And notions, biases, and what's the other word? Ticks. Is ticks the other word? Like where they
Possibly.
have, like, if something happened to them, they have a fallback to certain ticks that they have to them.
Triggers.
Trigger. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And in his mind, he's got to win in a particular way. And if it didn't work out initially, he's just gonna go right back to it.
Right.
This was literally the night you go, okay, Precious really can't rebound by himself tonight. So you go double big with him and Precious and Huck Porty and
Yeah.
see if they can infuse some energy against their second unit.
And keep Cat out of foul trouble.
Exactly. It was a free for all. Like Freezy, they were out there with OG, Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter, another wing, Rishache.
Right.
They were out there, and Precious is the only guy out there 6'8", and we wondering why that man can't get no rebounds.
Right. And truth be told, Precious is a step slow, man. I watched some stuff
Yeah,
tonight.
he's not in full game shape. He
Yeah,
ain't.
that man. There were like 3 rebounds that came off the side of the rim, and we're like, "Yo, what is Precious doing?
He don't
Get
have
that piano off your back."
he don't got that explosion. Yeah, he needs about another week and a half for him to be
Tibbs
like
gonna play him
himself.
40 minutes a night during that week and a half too.
Oh my god. The thing that's so frustrating about it, we have players on the bench that can come in and give you. If you told Pacom Dadier he got a chance of winning a mill, and Huck Porty, they coming out there with the requisite level of intensity. They on that rookie contract. They ain't even on big rookie contracts. They in late first round, second round deals.
Bro, that man. Think about, man. $1 million. That's more than what Pacom Dadier makes all year. That's more than his contract, bro.
And Freezy, we send that man to go to the G League
The G League.
on a cup night at 11 a.m. God forbid if he actually played, he might have pulled something. Mess around with Tibbs, because we decided, yo, he needs to go up there at 11 a.m. to prove that he's better than G League players. It's just mindless. It's stupid.
Come on, like, what are we doing?
It's just dumb.
Chat. This is chat. I'm gonna point out something to you. Like, and listen to all our people in the chat. Right, I've been saying this one thing since Jalen Brunson got here. Right, and I'm not saying that I know everything about basketball, but
Know a
I
little
do know
bit.
how basketball works. And on a night like tonight, you needed a big guard to facilitate, to get Jalen Brunson to accent Jalen Brunson's other skills. It's like
Catch and shoot.
Batman, right?
Catch
Like
and shoot.
it's like
Yep.
Batman. Batman's a great fighter, right? But you know what Batman does better than fighting? Batman is the world's greatest detective.
Yep.
Right? So he could 2 things he's great at. Jalen Brunson is a great off-ball shooter, but you rarely see it because we don't have a primary facilitator to attack see, because here's the thing.
But Freezy, to that point, you don't even need a primary facilitator to even do that. There's sets that you can literally just call up and get a guy a catch and shoot look. But because Tibbs is so heavily reliant on guys just freelancing on offense, he's relying on just the offensive talent to dictate and put pressure. Like it feels like if Tibbs had LeBron, he would just let LeBron run everything on offense and not really think about anything there. Make no adjustment, not going to dial up something that'll make his life easier. I believe you're right when we need like another big guard that's just naturally good at it,
you've got, because
Tibbs is not going to dial up the
chat,
play.
for everybody that say you don't need a big guard to go with a small guard. Surprise, Atlanta ran that same duo tonight. Dyson Daniels is not a little guard.
But he's not a great playmaker either. He's just decent enough.
Dre, my point, bro.
My fault.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you If you have another guard like that, you can offset strategically. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about that one individual matchup, bro. It's not just about that. It gives you all the other options in the world to set up other stuff, whether you run stuff schematically, whether you just run that guy against Trey Young. Because if Dyson Daniels is guarding Jalen Brunson, who's guarding the tall primary ball handler?
Dyson Daniels. Who's guarding the? Oh, right, because you're definitely putting pressure on the defense regardless. Like Trey can't hide anywhere.
Right. These are the points. These are the things that I'm saying. I understand Mikal Bridges is a tall guard or tall wing. He's not a primary instinctive playmaking guard. He's not that.
I got a question for you. I don't even remember. I don't even know who Trey was primarily guarding tonight because we didn't even put him in no actions.
Right.
I don't.
No.
Was he chilling on Josh Hart?
No, I can't.
What,
I can't remember, bro.
you see what I mean? We don't even know who he was chilling on. Was it Mikal or Josh Hart? We don't even know because we ain't even put him in no actions.
Right. Yep. I saw him bump into OG Anunoby one time and he took off. No lie, hand to the man. They accidentally ran into each other and Trey looked and he was like, "Oh, gee," and he took off and found somebody else because he knew the matchup. He's like, "Oh no, I can't. This dude 240."
And we let him off the hook the entire time.
Yeah.
And we go against teams that are way less disciplined. And if they see Jalen Brunson, they gonna spam whatever action to bring him into the play. Over and over. Detroit did it. Freezy. Detroit was teeing off any chance they could get to put Brunson into action, but we can't do that we can't even do that for Trae Young. We get lost in attacking the mismatch that teams want us to give. Teams want to give us the switch that they want to give up, but we never get the switches that are outright mismatches that we can attack. We felt like when we struggled with isolation before, we were going at the switches that they were comfortable doing. Like teams, okay, we'll switch our big wing onto your center. We'll live with that and bring a double or whatever. We're prepared for that. There's nothing to prepare for switching Trey Young into an action, and we ain't even trying.
I promise you, you barking up the wrong tree, bro. I promise you. What you saying makes sense to me. Tibbs ain't doing that. I promise you, bro. I promise you. Tibbs is not a big game coach. We can't point to one game where Tom Thibodeau did something and we won a game. Right? We've been in game where there've been scrambles at the end of a game and a nigga catch the ball and knock down a three to give us the lead. Tom Thibodeau didn't draw that up on the Tom Thibodeau didn't say throw a ball off the rim and everybody fall on the ground and then you bounce past and somebody fumble it and then kick it out to Dante. Tom Thibodeau didn't draw that up on the board, bro.
That was just divine intervention.
Right. That was them dudes playing as hard as they can for the entire game. Tibbs didn't draw that up.
No.
And I like Tom Thibodeau and I like Leon Rose. I like Worldwide West. I like the direction of the team. I think it's an upward trajectory. But at some point, Tom Thibodeau, somebody got to have a conversation about Tibbs winning games that matter. This dude, bro, he the king of these inconsequential games, bro. He the king of them.
Running up against
we
those.
won 50 games. Okay. When we play Boston, though, what happens?
But when we go against Boston and they coach switch their defense like 7 times with different rules.
I'm telling
JJ, it ain't the roster. JJ, it's not the roster. It's how the roster is being deployed. It's how the roster is being deployed. Because I feel like there are several head coaches that would maximize what the hell this is, offensively and defensively. We're naturally a great offensive team just off the talent and basketball IQ. But sometimes that recipe, that formula doesn't work, and you need guidance. You need a helping hand. You need blinders. Like sometimes offense needs blinders, and like it's just ridiculous. It's not the roster. It's not the roster. I promise you, it's not the roster. Is there are players on on the team. There are playoff teams right now playing rookies. Right now, today. We just went against Atlanta and they played a rookie tonight. They played two. And 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 there's a place and a time where you can have them be effective and give your guys a blow. We went
Atlanta
against it.
had three. Atlanta had three very young players in a starting lineup tonight. Right,
Freeze.
three very. Dyson Daniels is a third-year player, I think. Jalen Johnson is a fourth-year player, and the other light-skinned dude is a rookie.
Risase.
Yeah,
And like they they dictated the terms to the game after a point. They dictated the terms, and Tibbs was just behind the eight ball, and he was just like, try harder. Like, that's basically
yeah.
what he's.
You and
And
you know what else? You know what else I saw? I'm gonna point this thing out to the chat also, and it's gonna be funny when you think about it. Right, the last time we played Atlanta, we kept giving away the corner three, right? And the dude Risachet was killing us from the corner three, right? Right. And so tonight, what I saw is Tom Thibodeau adjust for that game in Atlanta, where we were sinking down to the corner, right? And then when Quinn Snyder saw that we were not trying to allow them to murder us from three, he was like, "Hey Trey, just keep getting deeper and deeper in the paint. See when they're gonna stop you."
they did a good enough job. They just did a good enough job to keep us honest offensively.
Right.
And kudos to them, but they didn't score enough points to beat quote unquote the best offense in the league tonight.
Right.
And if you quote unquote the best offense in the league, you clearly have the talent. And we decided to just not emphasize or maximize the talent that we did have tonight. Because there is no way Trey Young could just hide in our starting lineup and just get away with it.
You know Trey was 8 for 22 tonight, right?
Yeah, I know.
Trey shot 37% from the floor.
They didn't shoot good from three either.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But you know what the issue was? They got 22 offensive rebounds, and we got a 6'8" guy and a 7-foot guy that was available to us to play tonight.
They had three dudes with double-digit rebounds, bro.
Yeah. And we had Pacom Dadier is a good rebounder for his size. And so is Huck Porty. And we sent them guys to the G League when we knew coming into this game, that's how Atlanta wins. You know, it's funny, Freezy. Atlanta wins games how we used to win them 2 years ago.
Throw the ball off the backboard.
Yeah, get rebounds.
Let me
Cloud
bring
of
Rip.
dust.
Like you on the beat.
Ribs, what's good, bro?
Freezy.
Let's go,
Freezy,
Ricky.
Dre.
Let's go, Ricky. I'm just this was the night that we were supposed to have 10 to 15 layups right at the rim. Because number one, Freezy, they were guarding Cat with an actual center. Cat was pulling the center out the paint. And instead of getting into the paint with mismatches against smaller players, we let them dictate the terms and keep Trey out of all our actions. and we supposed to think that makes sense? That makes absolutely no sense.
Chat. I'm gonna take Dre point and just tell you what I saw with it because Dre has an excellent point, right? So basically, what we saw was Cat could take his man off the dribble anytime he felt like it. Lee, what's good, bro?
It's good, Lee.
What's good, fellas? What's poppin'?
So Cat could take his man off the dribble anytime he felt like it, right? But instead of Josh Hart evacuating the corner and going up top to let Cat have that side to himself, Josh Hart stayed in the corner, right? So as soon as Cat took off,
Help.
Josh Hart's man, who was playing center field in between them, could go help Capella on that side because centers that get their motion going that way are not good at kicking out passes to that corner, or they don't recognize that pass fast enough, right? And Josh Hart didn't establish himself or doesn't have the reputation as a three-point shooter where that man has to stay glued to that corner three-point shooter where Cat can just take Capella off the dribble and just yam on them all night like he did Brook Lopez. These small things, bro. Like these small things. Josh Hart, and I'm not saying Josh Hart didn't have a great game. If it wasn't for Josh Hart, we'd have lost by 20.
That's what, yeah.
Right?
Freezy, and I think in Tibbs's mind, Tibbs's adjustment was to put Josh Hart in the corner because they were guarding him with Trey, and they wanted to put Trey as the low man in the action, but they were pre-switching all these things and having rangy wings to just clog up the paint anyway. So it didn't even matter at that point. You better off running pick and roll with Josh and Cat at the top of the key than all of that nonsense.
But Josh Hart got to know. He got to. Your basketball IQ is telling you you don't often get a unicorn that can take other guys off the dribble, and he needs space, right? Because once Cat gets started and that man come, now Cat got to stop and pivot, turn around and look somebody to pass to. The shot clock is tick, 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 tick. Now Jalen Brunson coming to scramble to get the ball. It's 6 seconds off the shot clock. Somebody coming to screen, and next thing you know, it's a 24-second shot clock violation. It happened twice. I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all saw it. Y'all saw the 3-pointer Jalen Brunson put up real late when the shot clock expired.
Throwing, and we had Jalen. We did him no favors. We had that man so hesitant. I saw Jalen Brunson turn down a step back three to fake and take a worse shot. Like I don't.
I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing out here?
We done ruined that man confidence in mid game by with them shenanigans.
But you know what? I gotta be the villain. I gotta be the villain for a little. Yeah, hey, chat. Y'all mind if I be the villain for like 30 minutes? I'm gonna be the villain for like 30 minutes. Don't y'all throw me away. Mike Saunders, don't y'all throw me away. I'm gonna be the villain for about 30 minutes. Cully, don't y'all throw me away, man. I know how y'all get. Right? But that's y'all captain, dog. That's your man's. That's y'all king. The captain. The captain.
I'm not even gonna dismiss that. That's absolutely correct. Like as the lead guard, point guard, if the coach ain't putting you guys in positions to succeed, the onus is on you to figure it out.
That's your man's. That's Corey Lee Mans right there. The captain of
What? No, I never said that. I told him. I told that mofo, you better lead by example and set the standards. And he got out there and wild out today. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it's cool. He had that extra strength. You know what I'm saying? Espresso or something. You know, I don't know.
we needed Brunson to be Kyle Lowry tonight instead of whatever that was.
Yeah.
This was the night Brunson's supposed to get 15 points on like 10 shots.
Yep.
About 12 assists because we force feeding them mismatches. in the paint. We not letting Trae Young just sit in the paint and
He's
not do
supposed to
nothing.
direct traffic. You
Yeah.
out here, we running a thing. As soon as you see the mismatch, you're supposed to stop what you're doing, right? Stop right there and attack the mismatch.
And it felt like because he's not he knows how to at times his guard, like his point guard. At times he has a point guard pass, but at times he strays and he damn near peed down his leg with Dyson Daniels was on him.
That's the captain, bro.
And while the onus is on him to figure it out, that man Tibbs let that man out to just drown in the water because he ain't
But
know what the hell
he
to
the
do.
captain, bro.
Wow.
That's his cap. That's his job. He the captain. We don't need a captain when everything going good. What we need a captain for when everything going good? We need a captain when the waters is choppy.
We need Captain Phillips.
Yeah, we need Captain Phillips. We need Captain Crunch. We don't need a
Wow.
captain in the press conference like we don't need
Captain
a
Rogers.
on media day. What do we need a captain for on media day? You the media day captain?
Need a Captain Kirk.
Bro, the
Damn it, James.
reason why Derek Jeter was the captain is because Derek Jeter used to come up in the clutch.
Yes, sir.
Derek Jeter used to come up in the clutch. And I'm not saying that this is a 1-off or 2-off or 3-off thing. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if the Knicks have a captain, we need him in these moments. And tonight, we look like a rudderless ship. And you know what rudderless ships don't have? Captains.
That ship ain't have sails either. It was just floating out in the middle of nowhere. I know it, Freezy. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put the onus on. I think tonight's game was on Brunson and the coach.
I think Tibbs is Tom Thibodeau got out coached. As soon as we came out of half, and I saw them make the adjustment. Basically, what they did, they came out of half, right? They was like, this pressure on Brunson is a little bit much for the offense. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it all the way up to 10. We're gonna push him further away from the rim and force them to make an adjustment, and we didn't. Like instead of just putting regular ball pressure on it, they pushed us further away from the rim, and OG couldn't get to the lane to dunk. It's oh my god! Oh.
And the thing that was so frustrating, if Brunson's gonna be like that, then you might as well get up 25 shots. You took 14 shots. He was just floating around invisible at that point.
Right.
If you're gonna do that, like at times when Brunson isn't playing his best, even in the past, he was gonna get them shots up. That's
Right.
He gonna go down gunning.
Right.
But it's like he just got completely passive and complacent. Like, bro, he looked like as soon as there were several times in the game where he could have just dribbled up into a three, and he just didn't do it. I think there was a three where he got into the corner and he had a step back. He had the initial shot, and instead of taking it like he did a fake sidestep, and he didn't even lose the defender.
You remember? I don't remember that one per se. At what point? I got a sense. I remember
it was a 24-second shot clock.
Okay.
Where he had the initial shot.
The pass he got back from Cat. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and then he's doing side steps when he would have just in the prior game he would have just threw it up if the defender is 3 feet away.
Right.
He ain't gonna be close enough.
Right.
He started overthinking, and when that overthinking stuff happens, that's on your coach to like, hey, look, man, put this guy in position. Get this man a simple, quick read where he ain't got to think and he could just play. He can get a rhythm. And that's why I compared it to that time Shea played in the Garden, Freezy, where Shea was looking lost the first 60% of that game.
I remember that Jalen Williams started cooking. I remember that. I remember Jalen Williams started cooking, and then we had to adjust the defense a little bit, and then SGA started cooking. and then both of them started cooking at the same time. And then it was like that lead we had, bro. Soon as both of them started cooking, I was like, ain't no way we can win this game, bro.
And like it's one of those things, and they didn't just get cooking by happenstance. Their coach put them in position. They didn't just started making shots just to make them. Their coach got Jalen Williams to go downhill, get some looks at the rim, see the ball going.
And Dre, and if you remember in that game, Tibbs switched Deuce onto Jalen Williams, and if you remember, Jalen Williams chicken wing Deuce off of him, like get off me, and like gave him like the small thing, like you
the
too
same
little.
Stuff that Jalen Johnson did to Deuce tonight.
Yeah, no, but I'm just drawing the example to that game though. He pushed Deuce off with the elbow, and they called Deuce for the foul. Remember that? And we was like, "How you calling Deuce for the foul?" And that man extended his arm like that on Deuce, and then here we go. Oh, we don't never get no calls, man. Man, the league hate us, man. And I'm like, bro, man, tighten up, man. Toughen up and play ball, man. Wiz, what's good, bro?
Oh, what's up, Wiz?
What up, James?
How your son do tonight, man?
What up, bro?
My great grandson. Oh man. I think Tibbs put our players in line to fail. I don't know what it is. But I gotta agree with you. The captain wasn't there. The captain was not there.
The captain didn't show up, bro.
And the commander in chief sat there, stood on the sideline with his arm folded, getting mad at everything without actually implementing a proper plan.
Yeah.
Tibbs, man. So I said to people, the X factor for me for championship is Tibbs. That's my X factor. I think everybody else, player-wise, going to come through, do what they do. Tibbs got to put in place in a position to win, succeed.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Lee. Go ahead. See,
Court, you don't think we have enough talent to win tonight?
We got more than enough talent to win, but also too, we just did not adjust ourselves outside of that. You know what I'm saying? He runs what? You know what I'm saying? We run the. You know what I'm saying? We run the read and react offense, right? Correct. You know what I'm saying? So read and react enough. You know what I'm saying? And start wilding out. And hold on a second. What? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say
come on, man. We gotta change it a little bit. We gotta drop some guys back up 40. We gotta drop up 40 and Daddy in the game, man. Come on.
Atlanta been living off that Trayon pick and roll for the last 7-8 years. And as soon as they saw a mismatch with Deuce on a 6-7 wing, they said, X or lat, go to the mismatch.
Exactly. DeAndre Hunter.
Don't even matter at that point. And you know what they did? They went to that mismatch, and even if it was a bad shot, they got the rebound because they were bigger. Because Deuce is in the paint. For what reason? The thing that was just so frustrating to me, I'm watching the game, and I'm just like, okay, we know Deuce is a great point of attack defender. He can navigate around screens. He can guard small guys. So why is Deuce and McCall in the game at the same time, but McCall is guarding Trey, and Deuce is on Jalen Johnson? For more than one possession. This was for like a 4 or 5 minute stretch.
Yep.
And they teed off on Deuce every chance they got. And then they got confidence. Once their wings got going, they started hitting jumpers, and that was over after that. It was just done. It was done after that.
Those alley-oops and rebounds killed me, man. Oh man.
Huh.
That was like daggers.
And the thing is, right? When Cat was in the game and not in foul trouble, all them rebound, Cat was gobbling up them. Them dudes didn't rebound until Cat left the game and got in foul trouble.
Yep.
Once Cat is in foul trouble, he can't be as physical. Now them dudes jumping all around his back, on his shoulder. Ain't nothing he could do. You saw the 2 ticky-tack fouls he got in the third quarter.
And he got and those fouls were I'm gonna be honest with you, they were dumb fouls, but he was frustrated because he's not getting the whistle on the other end. And they just getting I don't know if you saw there was a play where OG just got whacked.
I seen that.
Well, OG got whacked straight up in the face and ain't called
Right,
none.
right. He was holding his sinuses. He was like, yeah. Y'all remember that OG didn't see OG was legit hurt,
Yes.
holding his nose, holding the top of his nose. He like,
While
yeah,
this while the play still going on.
while it's still
Like,
play.
yo.
And you know, OG Ananobi OG Ananobi is 100% hustle.
And it was one thing that led to another, which just exacerbated the issue. It was bad coaching. There was indecisiveness from Brunson, and then the refs kind of took us out of the game. And then when you were going against a team that's bigger than you, if they're allowed to be extremely physical and accost you, then it just spirals out of control. And Tibbs is over there not calling timeout. He's just seeing it happen, and we just drowning in the water. He's seeing this happen, and instead of like trying to, matter of fact, when they went on that run, they didn't even Tibbs didn't even call out no play. We just let Deuce ISO and hit, and we got lucky. He hit a corner shot. Like
Yeah.
that's not good basketball. Even if he made the shot, we ain't get no easy looks after after halftime. We ain't get no easy looks manufactured from organic offense. And at that point, you ditch the offense and you go mismatch hunt with one of the easiest guys to target in the league, and we ain't do it. But the game tells you what to do, I guess.
I'm not going for that neither.
I, did you see the play where that dude rolled up on Deuce and they ain't calling nothing?
Hey,
It looked
hey,
Mhm.
quick question to Corey Lee. Do you think you should put 5 high IQ, talented players on the floor, and they should be able to play basketball and win in basketball? Is that what you believe? Like Tibbs looks like?
they can win you basketball games, but at sometimes there's a reason why the coach gets paid millions of dollars. They're there
Exactly.
to coach,
There we
to
go.
direct. And at
Thank
sometimes
you.
you got to give your players blinders and give them an agenda and a focus to do something explicitly. And that man was just saying, "Hey, play harder." There was no
Right.
specifics
But
behind
he's
that.
not that, but he's not that, he's not that. The thing is, I think we got to remember that he's not that type of coach. He's not an innovator, right? We're not talking about John Wooden. We're talking about Bobby Knight, right? Like legit. Lee and Wiz will know what I'm saying when I mention this. Like these guys are. This guy is not Steve Spurrier, right? He's not Steve Spurrier. He's the dude from Notre Dame. What's the dude from Notre Dame that talk funny?
That Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz. He not
Yep.
That's
Steve
my
Spurrier.
coach. Yeah.
He Lou Holtz, bro.
He's Lou
You know,
Holtz.
they asked Lou Holtz, hey coach, what's the problem with the running game? We need better running backs. No, you still running the wishbone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's wrong with your running game. We need a bigger fullback. No, you don't need a bigger fullback, bro.
Schematically, he's just behind the 8 ball. And
Right. Steve Spurrier is out here with a noodle arm quarterback that could probably throw the ball 20 yards max, but he got 4 receivers on the field and all of them world-class athletes. And Lou
Yep.
Holtz got the best 5-star fullback in the country.
Mm.
We got him out of Oklahoma. Bro, it don't matter. You're not gonna be able to run. And Lee, I'm not picking on your school per se. I'm just doing a comparison, right?
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
But you see what I'm saying, right? Steve Spurrier legit got 4 of the best athletes in the nation on the field and is gonna throw them a 2-yard pass so they can break it 80 yards for a touchdown.
And make that wide quarterback the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, the noodle arm quarterback is gonna win the Heisman, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Lou Holtz is out here like we got a trick play for him. We're gonna fake it to the fullback and give it to the tailback. That ain't a trick play. That's what Tom Thibodeau is doing with this defense. With this defense, he's saying, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna show Cat at the free throw line, but then we're gonna let him get as deep as the deepest instead of having him show behind the free throw line and get as deep as the deepest. Really?
Mm.
You gonna let him show up higher, but the ball handler know he's still retreating, bro. Everybody knows he's retreating. What's the point?
We don't even blitz. We don't even show a blitz here and there. We just terrified of Trae Young. Just like God. Trae didn't even have a good game. He was just out there. And it felt like they dominated the position. They had 22 offensive rebounds.
Yep.
They punked us.
But we couldn't play a 6'8" wing that we just drafted and a 7-footer that we just drafted. That are both good at rebounding.
And I'll tell y'all something else too. It's gonna be this will be funny, right? We played our backup centers 21 minutes, right? In 21 minutes, they grabbed 5 rebounds.
Oh my God.
They grabbed 5 rebounds in 21 minutes, right? And Onyeka Okongwu played 23 minutes by himself and grabbed 11 rebounds.
And
Clint
Onyeka
Capella played
Okongwu
25 minutes and grabbed 13 rebounds.
That man is only like 6'8", 6'9".
Right.
And how many offensive?
They had 22 as a unit. They had 22.
Yeah, bro.
But I'm saying he's the reason why.
He's the reason why, but at that point, they weren't world beaters offensively. They were living and dying off those second chance opportunities. And instead of playing your 6'8" wing that you just drafted, that clearly has NBA talent, that knows how to rebound and play defense, instead of playing the 7-footer that has energy and is physically imposing, we done seen how many times that when we had to put a 7-footer on Onyeka Okongwu, he's out of the game.
He out of the game, bro. Once you put a 7-footer in the game, he looked like a guard.
And we were just out there with Precious and 4 guards. Hey, figure it out, man.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that really got me right. When Trae Young was penetrating to the free throw line, right, to get his floater anytime he felt like it, right? We made zero adjustment, right? When Cat went to contest the floater at the free throw line, Tibbs took his ass out the game.
Oh my God.
Dre, I know you saw. I know y'all saw it. I know y'all saw it, right? When Cat deviated from Tom Thibodeau's defense, he took Cat out the game. Not in foul trouble. Not in foul trouble, right? Not in Toronto when that man fell on the floor and held his knee, right?
Nope.
Remember Cat and Scotty Barnes fell together and Cat held his knee?
Oh, man.
Y'all remember that, right? Y'all know Karl Anthony Towns played every second of the rest of that game, right?
Yep. Even on defense.
Out of that game when that man was hurt. But that man deviated from his defense. He took that man straight out the game.
When that defense wasn't working.
Wow.
When that defense wasn't
But
working.
also the players, but for Corley, on your part, I agree. The players made some bad decisions. Even Deuce, I saw Deuce twice. He had the ball, mid-range shot, step back to do a 3-pointer and missed it. And I'm like, when you have a wide open mid-range, take the shot. It's a gimme. But 1 for 9 by OG. Oh my man, from 3.
OG missed a lot of open looks.
Yeah, he
but
did.
at that point, if you know,
Can I say something?
If you know OG ain't got his jumper with him, then you use him to exploit in the paint. You put him in actions, try to bring Trae into the play and make him a low man and attack him. But we only did that but one time.
Yeah.
Once.
You read my mind.
How about this? You know what comes to my mind?
Go ahead.
Japan and Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. And I'm done.
Oh,
Mike Tyson came in not respecting his opponent. And you saw what happened, Corey.
No, not even just that. Not even mentally prepared. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I noticed this was a problem. We have to be able to put stops and create stops, no matter what the heck the situation is. You
I
know what I'm
think
saying? It was a lot of things that didn't work in our favors. Well, of course, if we're gonna be a championship team, and this is real talk, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? We have to learn how to fight through this situation. This could be game one somewhere serious. You know what I'm saying?
I
Mm.
I agree with that, Corey. I agree with that 100%. But also for this game, I think scheme wise, our defense was fine enough because they only had 110, 108 points off 22 offensive rebounds. If we kept the offensive rebounds, if we kept them just 15, they wouldn't have cracked 100 points.
Right.
It was part of it was putting the wrong players in the game. You can't have all them little guards at the same time.
No, we got punked and outworked, bro,
Yeah,
for real.
and I'm saying they don't even you don't even have to have a world beater center up. You don't got to even have a great center. You could literally throw a rookie 7-footer and you run that base defensive principle that we were running, and you would have kept them off the glass as crazy as they were on the glass.
Mm.
And we didn't do anything to exploit the fact that they had Trey on defense not doing nothing. So it was multiple things that went wrong. Tibbs' rotations ain't make no sense. Who he decided to play ain't make no sense. If you knew, if you knew that the two guard lineup, the two small guard lineup, it's effective against particular teams. But if we're going against a team that's big and they got a 6'7" two guard out there at the same time, I'm sorry, Deuce and Cam can't play together at the same time.
Mm. Real quick question: What where do you rank Tibbs in the league as a coach? Where do you put him?
Oh
I'd
boy,
have
here
to
come the
look.
Tibbs haters.
Yeah,
Here come the Tibbs haters. Now,
No, no,
now
no. I
Tibbs
think
ain't
he's
no.
gonna be
Now
high.
Tibbs ain't no good, huh?
I think he's gonna be high.
Womp, 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 womp.
Come on,
okay,
Corey,
okay,
give me a number. Where you put Tibbs in the league? Top
okay.
10?
Yo, man, he's my coach. I'm just riding with him. How about that? And I'm done
Right.
on. I'm done
Is he
on that.
top 10 though, right? What do you say, top 10?
Okay,
Yeah.
is he better
Hey,
than Eric Spoelstra?
I don't care. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about what can you do with my team right now. How about that?
Okay,
I'm
okay,
not. I'm
okay,
not. I'm not.
okay,
Here's my
Corey.
next
Okay,
question then.
I'll phrase it like this:
Let
Could
me
Eric
go ahead.
Spoelstra get more out of the talent on his team?
Who's to say that he'll build relationships with them players
It's a
like
yes
that
or no.
either?
It's a
Too.
yes or no
I
opinion.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know because he's not here,
I'm gonna say
and I'm
no.
not gonna say that.
I'm
Okay,
gonna say
well, for
no for
everyone
Spolstra.
else, yes or no?
No, not Spolstra. Spolstra can't do it.
He can't maximize this team. Okay,
No.
I
Yeah.
think he
No.
can.
No. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think
okay.
Spoelstra can maximize his team.
No, because you
Well,
need because Spolstra needs to have a superhuman in order for him to look good. When he don't have a superhuman, bro, he mid.
Well,
okay.
he does have one. We have one.
OG,
Package one.
OG could do everything that he would ask as a defender.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny?
Don't
And you
do.
know what's
Don't put that
absolutely
on
funny?
him. Don't
Hold on,
do that.
Core.
Don't do that.
Hold on, Core. Hold on, Core. You know what's funny? That man would probably use OG as probably his defensive center at points because he's
Mm-hmm.
basically the same size as Bam. If we keeping it a buck, Freezy.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Bam is like what, an inch and a half taller? Bam is like 6'9". OG six
Okay.
seven.
Right.
Around the same weight. OG has a longer wingspan.
Okay.
Bam is he is a little bit more bouncy.
Eric Spolstra not getting more out of this.
Okay, these Ty Lue,
Oh no, definitely not.
Steve Kerr.
Mm. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I don't know
say
about that now.
probably yes, but I'm not. It's not a confident yes.
I
Mark
know, but
Dagnall,
it's a somewhat.
the Thunder coach.
Yeah.
Mark Dagnall.
Yeah, so what we going with?
No.
Where we going with
The
it?
only there's only one coach I think
What,
out there who can work with this team. and get the most out of them.
What's the point though? Where are we going with it? Like,
Yeah,
Because
for
you asked, where does
no,
he
I
rank?
didn't.
Oh,
I didn't ask
no.
that. No, I didn't.
Wiz asked,
I asked it.
where did he rank?
real. Yeah, and you want to acknowledge that.
Okay, so here's why I ask it. I explain it because you know what I've heard so far this year? About 10 times I've heard Tibbs got out coached about 10 times this year so far.
I don't want to hear that, man.
I'm just saying that's what I've heard. I don't want to hear it either, but that's what I've heard tonight. I heard it tonight.
Heard it a couple times.
Tonight was the first time I said it publicly. I think.
Yeah, but everywhere, but the other nights I've heard it many times. Even against Toronto.
Low hanging fruit.
But Wiz, what's your point though? What's the end game? Like, what are you getting at?
I'm not trying to hate, man, but is he the one to take us over the hump? And I see too often getting out coached or overplaying players or not rotating properly or not having the right scheme or not maximizing his player that has a hot hand or pulling guys for frivolous reasons like stepping up to the foul line instead of staying back on center and defense. I mean, just small things that you keep on seeing. Guys getting benched for 3-4 games because they missed one assignment. You once have an 8-man rotation. A guy gets hurt, so it makes it 7. Another guy gets hurt, so it makes it 6. Guy comes back, not ready to play right away, keeps it at 6. It's just those little small things that just keeps. It's like piranhas, those little tiny little fish that just keeps biting little pieces away from you. That's what I feel, and it's tough to justify, backing him 100% all the time.
Oh, you want to fire the coach?
I don't want to fire him. I just want to back him 100%. I want to keep the critique, the constructive criticism on him, not fire him, but constructive criticism. So we're not blinded by the fact he's our coach.
Would you prefer another coach?
Yeah, I mean,
so there it is.
Yes, okay. I would, but I wouldn't fire him.
That's all you had to say, bro. That's all you had to say. That's all. Yeah, that's all you.
We got new players now. We need a new coach. So here we go.
I have some doubt in Tibbs, but I also know he has a track record of figuring it out, especially in the regular season. I don't know if we're gonna win a title with him as the coach, though. But I know we're gonna win a lot of games in the regular season.
He's exactly who he was last year, and he earned himself an extension. He ain't
Damn.
Wait a second. 1 second. What's that been about, Carly? You know who got extensions all the time?
This ain't new. This we've been saying the same thing for like 3 years.
You know who got
4 years?
You know who got a $160 million contract?
Yeah, here you go. I'm playing my violin right now. Here you go.
Daniel Jones got $160 million contract. Would someone go, hey, he got a 4-year contract, $160 million?
Oh, so whose fault was that? That was Joe Shea. That was Joe James' fault.
And that's what I'm saying is that because a guy gets extended or gets a big contract, is not.
What's your point?
That's not a criteria to say he deserves to play coach a team, and he take us over the hump. You got a big contract because people make mistakes sometimes.
I know, but he didn't. He hasn't declined. He's exactly who he was last year. He's doing the same thing.
I would not have extended him, by the way. I would extend him after this year. Is that a free agency kind of thing with coach?
Are you serious? Yo, Wiz, he took a team limping all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Man, here you go. You ready to let him go, but it's cool, bro.
I said I would.
I'm not. No, okay, you right. I'm wrong. Good night.
Did I say extend? Did I say fire him? No, I said I would extend him after his performance this year. I would not have extended him before the contract was over.
They don't do that anymore.
ECF. I want an ECF minimum to extend you. 5 years, give me an ECF. Don't do that. You give somebody.
You're not going to do a lame duck coach though. You can't do that.
They don't do that anymore.
You can't be a lame duck.
Why? But it can be done. I mean, it's because they don't do it. You know what wasn't done before? 3
It's not.
point shots to win games all the
That's
time.
not standard practice anymore.
Because if
By
you're
the
a
way,
lame duck coach, he could just be like, "I'll quit."
10 years ago, you know what wasn't standard practice? Taking 3 points to win games all the time. That was not standard 10 years ago, right?
Okay.
3 point shots all the time. Like most of your players, 3 point shooters. Your guard, your point guard takes the most shots and takes 10 to 12 3 point shots a game. That was not normal 10 years
But
ago.
I'm saying the way
I'll
the
say it, but 10 years ago
way the
we
game is
had
played
Carmelo
has got
and
nothing to do with.
Anthony shooting
Forget about us on
three
that.
pointers. I'm just
Corey, I'm not
saying
talking
what.
about us. I'm talking about this, what people call
Oh,
standard practice. Defense wins games. That was the standard practice. Things change over time. So maybe it's
Right.
time to make the change of not letting a coach extend before his, let him be a lame duck coach. Let's see what happens. Let him see if he's going to perform better because it's lame duck. Maybe that happens. That players do better in their final year of contract. Maybe a coach will do better as well. Or he'll have
I'm,
to look for ways to change because he
I'm
knows it's
not.
on the line. Get
I'm
me to
not
the
going to
ECF,
dog.
I
I'm not
extend
going
you.
to. I'm not going to dog Tibbs out. He's still a top
I'm not
10
dogging it. I'm just
coach.
saying, get me to the
Like,
ECF. Give me
I'm
one
gonna
more
repeat
year.
myself. I'm gonna repeat myself. He took a team limping within 7 games of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So
He got
now,
paid.
wow,
Corey,
I'm done.
Corey,
He got paid.
All right. All
just
right.
because,
Okay.
hold on, just because you could
Oh
drive an
wait. Hold
18
on. Hold
wheeler,
on. Okay. Let me just say this real quick. So the game 7 thing is kind of truth and fairy tale at the same time. Because you got them there, right, doesn't mean that should have been the end of your journey. Right? Just because you lose a game 7 doesn't mean that the coach pressed all the right buttons for that season. Like for me, as somebody who saw the journey to that game 7, I feel like we should have swept Philadelphia. And there were moments in that game where Nick Nurse legit outcoached Tom Thibodeau with basic elementary stuff. Right?
Right.
Like the game that went into overtime against Philadelphia, man, he had Mitchell Robinson on the floor, and Mitchell Robinson fouled Tyrese Maxey. And, and Tyrese Maxey saw Mitch and went straight to him and pump faked him in the air and jumped into him.
when pressure should have
Right.
been in the game.
Nah, I do think-
Right. Why was Mitchell Robinson, if Mitch is in the game, why was Mitch a perimeter defender?
Why are you protecting the rim with a 3-point lead?
Bro, I promise you, some of these things that Tom Thibodeau does, we give him a pass. Now, is he a great coach? Yes. Is he a Hall of Fame level coach? Absolutely. Right. But that game 7 that we lost to Indiana, nobody, y'all still have, since that day, nobody has convinced me that we should have lost that game 7 because we were injured.
You shouldn't have lost the
Nobody has
game
given
3.
me a good reason to me that we should have lost that game 7. Right?
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Everybody keep telling me that we lost that game 7 because of injuries, because Josh Hart was got hurt, because it's such and such was hurt, such and such. But when you look at that game, the reason why we lost that game is because we kept dudes off the perimeter and Miles Turner and them boys kept knocking down threes. That has nothing to do with players. That had everything to do with scheme.
But Freezy, or Core, even to that point, just because you can maximize a particular style of play, that doesn't mean every roster work the same. Like, just because you could drive a go-kart real well, can you could drop somebody that drives a go-kart real well in an F1 car? Like, it's not the same thing. It's like, bro, you can maximize, like Tibbs is one of the best in the league at squeezing and maintaining or getting to a floor of competency from lesser talent.
Facts.
I ain't never seen Tibbs maximize any team to a championship. Have you? I ain't never seen Tibbs have this much talent at one time. Am I confident he's gonna get that talent to a championship? No, I'm not. I'm not that confident. Do I think we have enough talent to win one? I do think we do.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I don't like In the
By the
league,
way,
in the league, there ain't but what 3 or 4 teams that have as much talent or more than us in the entire league. If we just straight talking
let me back up a little
talent,
bit. By the way, also, so far what you've said, I've not heard you said Tibbs can't do it. All I'm hearing you say that you're not confident he can. That's not the same thing, Corley, to say we doubt him that he can do it. We're just
maybe
not
he can.
confident
I
that he
haven't seen
can.
him do it yet.
That's one big reason why you shouldn't be confident someone can do something until they do it. You
That
hope, you
man a
believe they
basketball
can, you
lifer,
hope they
man.
can, but you can't be confident that they can do it if they haven't done it. And that's my criteria with Tibbs, why I wouldn't have extended him. I want to see him
I understood
to
that. They said the
ECF.
same thing about Larry. They said the same thing about Larry Brown, so he did it.
Facts. And until he did it, I wasn't confident. I'm not going to pay you if I don't have to until you get me to the ECF.
And you
And
know
he
what's
should have
funny
gone to the
though?
ECF last year and possibly want to, I'm not going to say before, but let's at least last year, ECF should have been there. But give him a slot, give him a bye. Let's say the injuries, whatever you want to give me the reasons. Freezer thinks otherwise on a game 7. I think so too. But let's give him a bye because he's done a lot for us. This year, with the talents he has, I want to see ECF. Whether we kept Randall and Dante or not, or we go ahead and go ahead and upgrade it and bought us, this ridiculously talented, power forward center who makes it the number 1 offensive team in the league. I want to see if he does ECF or better. I would have then extended him with a bigger contract. He could have done an Aaron Judge season. No contract. Let me show what I can do. Now pay me. Give me that. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying lame duck. He's gonna underperform. It's gonna affect the
But
team. The
when you're a
guys,
lame duck coach, you can leverage it and just say I'll quit. What do you
That's
mean?
what. Yeah, every coach does that. They're not gonna play a lame duck here. You're gonna pay me, and for the Knicks, it's
And
just
if you
money.
don't pay me, I will leave. And then you
It's
have to
just
start over
money.
with another coach.
But the point,
Tibbs was not gonna leave us.
yeah,
Tibbs
but
was not
yeah,
gonna leave the team.
I'm missing Wiz's point. First of all, the dude had been out of the league forever. If he quit, where's he gonna go?
Right.
Secondly, this was this dude's dream job. If he quit, he don't have a bigger dream than this. That's the thing that Wiz is getting at. Both sides want to see something proved. But
Freezy,
hold on, let me finish my point. That's why y'all misunderstand me. Y'all cut me off, and then y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? All I want to do is just finish this point. The point, though, Wiz, there's nothing we can do about that now because that man has a contract extension. So what's our point?
Facts. No, I just made a statement about it because I look at what people talk about Tibbs, and I'm just saying I can't give you that kind of confidence. That kind of confidence in that guy. But since they signed him, I'm going to back him all the way. He's our coach. But I'm also going to be critical of him when he does things that need to be criticized and perhaps need to be adjusted. And yes, the players are professionals getting paid big bucks. Some getting 60 mil, some getting 40 mil, some being appointed captain with a max contract, even though it wasn't the max he could get next year. But the max he could get this year, he got that, and the captain title. And they need to perform like they're getting paid and they're getting treated. But you're in the Garden, you got to perform. In the Garden against Atlanta.
That's
Oh,
disappointing.
man, I'm just saying this. Maybe because I'm also in a little pain right now to lose to Trey in the Garden again. Damn. And we've put up only 100 points, too. Oh, man, the top scoring team in the league against an average defensive team. Where's Atlanta ranked at defensive wise? They're like number 20 something, right?
Say it again.
Where's Atlanta ranked defensively in the league?
Not well. You know, it's funny. Atlanta is one of the worst defenders of the 3-point shot in the entire league.
we
And
only hit 11.
It's like what they like. We like 19th. They were 18th, something like that. So
somewhere in that range. Yeah, yeah. But they've picked it up. They were much worse. They're playing better than 19th right now. They picked it up, but in the same token, we had many opportunities to exploit what they were doing defensively, and we just didn't. We just didn't. And to say you're a top whatever offense, whatever Atlanta was doing was not something insurmountable or tough to crack. We didn't we
Right.
didn't we didn't do what we had to do. We didn't adjust because we certainly have the talent level to exploit that. How many points we scored tonight?
100.
That's unacceptable.
Absolutely. And wasn't even a true 100 because we got like the last 4 points
Yeah, it was.
were
We
just
was in the
given.
90s, really, because
Um,
we did enough defensively. We held them to 108 points. That's enough to win with this offense. Matter of fact, with this offense, 9 times out of 10, we supposed to win that game. What's funny, Corey? I don't understand. We average
bro,
120 points.
right.
If we
bro,
hold
how
them
many
to
stops did we
108
average
points,
tonight? How many stops did we average tonight? The most important part. We didn't
I'm
average enough.
saying if
I
you hold
understand
the
what you're
team to
saying.
108
I'm
points, you're
done.
supposed to win. That's it. The offense was the issue tonight, not anything else. Well, rebounding, of course, but we didn't exploit what they were doing defensively. 99
Yep.
points is not good enough. 90, whatever. 98 points before it got out of hand. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. If you scored 98 points a game, Corey, you'd have the worst offense in the NBA. And we talking about like that's good. Nah. We're not supposed to win 98, 97.
Nope.
That's just simply not good enough.
Hey, Fritz, you know what? You know what happened tonight? One of the things that we didn't mention.
What's up?
We held Atlanta to 41.3% shooting from the floor.
Yep.
We held them
Facts.
to 29% shooting from three.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Right? Where they beat us up at is offensive rebounds
Yep.
and keeping
Mhm.
possessions. They didn't run an elite offense tonight.
Oh,
Two of their players was 8 of 20 or worse from the floor.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. For Freezy, remember the other day when I said when we looked old? This is another game where we look old. Looks like we're a young team. Like they shouldn't be like they just look, more athletic, more energy. They look like us last year.
Right.
This is the second time in like a week I've seen that. The
That
other
we
teams
look
came
we
in.
look to beat slow, right? Like teams are beating us to the ball.
Yeah, like we're just
We're not hungry.
I think
It ain't hungry. I think we
Precious
small.
is still hurt.
I think we small, personally.
we
I
are
think we're
we are
small.
small.
I think and Fritz, to your point, I think the primary culprit of what you're saying is all those minutes are finally catching up to these dudes, bro. Like legit, Tibbs is burning the candle at both ends to get us to the best record possible, and that strategy has us at 15-10.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
It doesn't look good.
You're trying to squeeze everything you can out of us. You know what I'm saying? But before a certain time, and we're 15-10. Clearly, that don't work, and I blame Corey Lee and Ty Barbie. Because at the beginning of the season, they told me Tibbs was going to make an adjustment after 20 games. Y'all remember that? And Lee,
Hey, bro.
my man, 50 grand. Lee, I'll donate Lee an organ right now. Right? If Lee need a spleen, I'll donate it right now. But I was told by a bunch of
Yo,
making a
it normally happens. It normally happens, but oh well.
Right? You remember that, right?
Oh, hey man, this happens.
Dre, you remember that, right? They was talking us down. It was every time we was like, nah, you can't do that. You can't burn the candle by. You remember that? We was having that conversation after we lost to the Celtics. And they were like, nah, man. And see, I can't do a Corey Lee voice because Corey Lee voice is loud. It's like from Queens. Right? I can't mimic his voice. Oh man, I can't mimic his voice without hurting my throat, man. But But I was told by him and Todd Barby that the adjustment was going to come after 20 games.
Freezer, we was running 7-man rotations after 7 games, 20 games.
Right. But we kept getting told every night that the adjustment was coming after 20 games. Wait a minute. Hey, Dre, were you on that? Did you also say that Tibbs make adjustments in 20-game intervals?
Yeah, I did say that, but
Lee, oh boy, your man done jumped ship. Lee, he was on your side.
I'm only gonna speak. I'm gonna speak for myself. So I'm not with him right now. Got the calculator, man, because he assured me this shooting was gonna save us on the rebound, and then we got up. I mean, as whoop on the boards, yo, we got punked. Yo, we got beat up on our block, on our corner, right there at our house, right there, right in front of my porch, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And as much as we can put on Tibbs, I'm putting this on the leading players. Yo, this is the place right now for you all to step up and make a name for yourself as far as an MVP type candidate. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they could come together. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't adjust themselves. You know what I'm saying? And then they were expecting bailouts. You know what I'm saying? Not to say we didn't deserve them. I'm not saying we didn't deserve a lot of those calls that we didn't get. But I'm saying we still didn't play through that. You know, and it is what it is.
I got you. I'm gonna say this to Fritz though. Fritz, you and I had a conversation about a month ago, and I think it may have been the Atlanta game that we lost to Atlanta, the other one, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our conversation basically, because what happened is when you were talking, I was listening to what you were saying. Right? I didn't have a point made up already to counter you with. I wanted to listen to what you were saying. And so it's either I could contribute or I just take it in. One of the things that I think you and I concluded, I don't know if you remember this or not, but the reason why we lost that other Atlanta game is because those dudes played so many minutes that by the time the fourth quarter got there, their legs were tired. Yep. You remember that?
No, I remember we had a conversation. I remember we did have a conversation
about how it didn't matter how good we looked at the start of games. Tibbs played the dudes so many minutes that by the time the fourth quarter get here, they don't have anything left in the tank, and the dudes off the bench are not good enough to carry a team. And I think the same thing kind of happened tonight. Now, it may have happened to a varying degree, but what I saw tonight, to me, is a desperate team that felt like the inevitable was coming. And maybe the inevitable was not the Atlanta Hawks, but they were going to run out of gas. That may be something that contributed to some of that panic we saw in the third quarter. Like we gotta cut into this lead because if the fourth quarter get here, we ain't gonna have no more gas left in the tank.
Yep.
That's why I think you saw some of those desperate things, man. Like the play where Precious tried to dribble, the ball go off his knee right back to the light-skinned dude. The light-skinned dude passes to the light-skinned dude, and the light-skinned dude get a layup at the rim. Y'all remember that with Precious?
You mean the light-skinned dude with the afro taper fade to the other light-skinned dude with the afro taper?
Yeah. The beige dude passes to the beige dude. It passes to beige. Yeah. And so
to the light-skinned dude with the funny eyes.
Yeah.
Man.
And so Dre, I don't know if you will acknowledge this, that maybe we're not saying this with any certainty. We're saying that this may be a factor that may need to lead to a deeper conversation. Maybe we need to research it more, right? Maybe fourth quarter fatigue may be a factor of these dudes playing. Did they play a lot of minutes tonight? Did anybody play over 35 minutes?
They should have. We only played like 8 guys.
Mikal always play at least 38.
We only play like 8 guys, and there's part of the Freezy. We're one of the worst teams in clutch time. We're like 28th in efficiency in clutch time, which is and to explain clutch time for those that don't know. Within 5 minutes of the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, within 5 points.
Yep.
We're one of the worst teams in the league executing in those moments. And
But
a lot
again,
of that has
guys,
to
I
do.
always dispute the time played compared to the consecutive time played. We can do 30 minutes, but they play 24 in the third and fourth. It's just as bad as playing 48.
Hey
Yeah,
man,
we agree. We agree.
them Mikel rotations where he plays the whole quarter, come
He
back
played
out,
the
play
whole
another 3
first.
minutes
Yeah.
Yep.
is nonsense. No other coach does that.
Nonsense.
None. No other. The last time I seen a coach consistently do that type of rotation shift is literally with LeBron in the playoffs. That's it.
Right.
And that's
Oh,
LeBron.
you talking about yo? I remember when LeBron played like 18 straight minutes, and then he went in and got it on the scale at halftime, and that man gained like 7 pounds. Y'all remember that? Anybody remember that? Y'all remember that? Yo, Google it if y'all think this is. If y'all think this
That's a
is,
lot of Gatorade, Freezy.
yes,
That's crazy.
I bet it's a lot.
But that's the IV, boy.
That man gained 8 pounds, and
Bron ain't never did that to the playoffs. He only did that in the playoffs. No other
that's
time.
a true legend, by the way. That man gained weight at halftime, gained like 8 pounds at halftime. Right. But I guess the point that I'm getting at is as Knicks fans, I think part of the thing, and I'm gonna move out of the way because I know y'all got a lot of stuff that y'all want to get off your chest, right? I just want to say these few things. For one, I think we gotta stop pointing the fingers at the players and start pointing the finger at the coach. I'm not saying that I dislike the coach. What I'm saying is you can't just point the blame at one person every night, get a scapegoat every night, a different scapegoat every night, and nobody is pointing the finger at the dude pulling the strings. The other thing too is Tom Thibodeau has never had this much talent in his life on a team, on a roster. Never. Not at this stage of their career. He had Wiggins, Butler, Cat, and a few others, but they were all at different stages
Babies.
in their
Two
career.
of them were babies.
Yeah, these dudes that he got, all of them in their prime. Right? He had Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson, Lou Aldi. He had all them dudes, but all of them dudes was like in different stages in their career. Right now, he has the most talented roster with everybody in their prime. Yes, and I'm including Boston. Right? Boston has 2 dudes entering their prime and a dude out of his prime and an injury-prone dude. Right? The Knicks legit have 5 dudes in their prime or entering their prime, and not to account for the young dudes like Deuce McBride. And he don't know what to do with it. He can't figure it out. He lost to Detroit the other night. He can't figure out what it is that he want to do with it. The other thing too is at some point, us as fans, we have to put our foot down about some of the things that happen with this roster. Right? Because right now, y'all been arguing, no lie. Y'all been, man, I ate a chicken sandwich while y'all were arguing, bro. Y'all was arguing for hours straight, right? About roster and the move. And on the roster, did y'all know instead of them calling up Chuma Okeke, they called up Boo Booey?
Oh my God.
Instead of them adding size to the roster, they signed another fringe 6'2" guard.
Oh man!
Like how many 6'2", 6'3" guards you need in your roster?
He's on a two-way.
Oh man!
It don't make no sense, Freezy. Like the most glaring thing that we were struggling with.
He got some kind of demerit, so
Yeah, like the most glaring thing we were struggling with was the fact that Atlanta had a bunch of wings with versatility.
Yeah,
And we out here playing deuce and campaign at the same time.
Right.
With Precious at the center.
Right. And then giving you updates about Landry Shamet.
I know.
When you got Hakim Daddier 6'8" sitting right there, ready to go.
You got a dude. You giving updates about a 6'4" guard, a 6'4" shooter with a shoulder injury. You giving update. You know he ain't gonna be right. The one muscle he got to use to help the team is broke.
Oh
Yo,
man,
he's not coming back, bro. Period.
don't
It's
What
make
done
me
for
sad,
him.
man.
what are we even
The
talking?
thing that's like frustrating about it, if we literally had a one extra guy that was around 6'7", 6'8" in the game, 2 or 3 of those tips that they got, they literally batted it out because they just taller and longer.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
They weren't like outright grabbing boards over Josh Hart. They were tapping it out because they were taller and longer.
Right.
And
So
if you literally just inserted a 7-footer that we had in the organization that has played already, 2 or 3 of those offensive rebounds they got, they wouldn't have had.
Hey, you know what you could have did, Drake? That's one of the things I was gonna say to Lee.
Hmm.
I was gonna say to Lee just to put a rock in Lee's shoe, right? Lee, you know, we could have legit just put
I
Jericho
got nothing to say.
out there.
You right. You right,
To
bro. You
stop
so
Go ahead.
correct.
You could have just did it. You ain't even had to play them together for. You ain't even had to worry about offense. Just stop them from rebounding.
Because their offense wasn't cooking like that.
Right. Right.
Well,
And
hey.
the other part of that too, Lee, is this: when you put Jumpman on the floor and Trey Young come up to shoot the floater, Cat can haul ass out there because the dude
Mhm,
behind him, the only thing he does well in life on a basketball court is
mhm,
contest shots. He don't block them, but he damn
mhm,
contest them.
mhm.
Right? That's all
I,
he.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
Stand there and protect the rims, make it so, making sure and they easy. You ain't giving up the just like having a great offensive tackle. I mean a defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? You got goal line. Or you got like at least two pretty good defensive tackles where you can play a solid goal line defense with some athletes out there. But
Hey,
it is what it is.
Lee, what you doing in the morning, bro? You busy in the morning?
Nah, not really.
Because
What's good?
I got a doctor's appointment, man. I gotta go to at 9. And the next one to drive usually start at 7:45.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like doing it?
Interesting.
You feel like doing it?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
What does possibly mean, bro? You got to tell.
I come
Should
on
I
with you.
Shoot.
set up the show or not?
Like, I'll tell you, I ain't gonna make no promises because
What
I don't know what I'm gonna feel like in the next 3.5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
that mean no. Okay, never mind. That mean no. Because if I set up the show and then you know what I'm saying you doing something else, then
Nah, I'm in the, I really was in the midst of something.
you see how
Like,
you do me.
for real, for real.
You see how you do me, Fritz. He's like, yeah, possibly, maybe, potentially, kinda.
Like, I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm looking at the time. Like, oh shit.
Now I'm gonna just do the Giants morning drive.
what?
Yeah.
No, not this year.
Man, you can drive. You can drive more way to Party Symphony. I don't care, man. I really don't care
Okay. All right.
right
You
now.
leave my Giants alone.
Hey, so okay. So just real quick, Fritz. What did you
Blow it
see?
up.
What did you see about tonight's game that stood out from an analytics perspective? Like from the and no disrespect. I'm not calling you. I'm not want to call you out of your name or nothing. But what did you see from a nerd's perspective?
From a nerd's perspective,
Like from the calculator perspective. No disrespect to
no,
you.
I just saw. I wasn't even really looking from a calculator perspective, but there was a couple of problems that just never solved. Like Brunson was in jail all night, and just the fact that they couldn't solve that problem.
Dre said leave him in
Frustrating.
jail.
Say it again.
Like,
What did I say?
Dre, you said leave him in
Leave him
jail.
in jail.
no, but like Brunson was in jail like all night. So
Right.
like you didn't come up with a scheme to get him open. So you just let him struggle. Like
I don't say a lot.
I just couldn't understand it. It's like, yo, you have to figure something out. And
Hold on a
it's just
second.
like, they never tried anything.
Lee, let him finish his thought, bro. He
My fault. I apologize.
just want to just finish this little thought.
So I mean, he shot 5 for 15, but it isn't a wonder he shot 5 for 15. He was in jail. Like he literally couldn't get past the 3-point line without, he couldn't get past the 3-point line without getting touched.
Yeah, Dre said he deserved to be in jail.
So I mean, I know other coaches they would have figured out some kind of scheme to get him open. Just real quick, they would have put a big guard on the floor to create another mismatch, because my guy on Brunson is a physical mismatch. Mm-hmm.
And so instead of just allowing that physical mismatch to exist, a forward thinker who knows that Dyson Daniels is probably the defensive player of the year would have had a big guard on the floor also, right? To create the mismatch for on another side of the floor, which balances out the floor, where you could take Brunson off the ball, put him on an island, and now you have the defensive player on the year on an island, not able to move because his assignment is Jalen Brunson, and now you have 4-on-4 on the other side of the floor with a big guard that can play make.
Yeah.
Or take
the ball out of Brunson's hands.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Take the ball and decoy him is what I'm saying.
I couldn't understand it. It was like, okay, you're just gonna let him struggle. You're just gonna leave it like that.
But like, here's the thing that's confusing. We know Mikal is a good mid-range shooter. We don't leverage that enough intentionally within the offense. Like we give it to him so he can dribble around in a circle and get to a mid-range shot. We don't never leverage the fact that he's an excellent mid-range shooter and just give him the ball in the post. And he may not even take the shot. You might just run a curl action with him in the post, and you create some off-ball action, and then you can bring Brunson around where you send a pin down or something for him. We made things a lot more complicated than they needed to be.
First, they love Josh Hart being on the floor. Basically, what I'm telling you is take the solution to it.
Take Josh
Hart off the floor and put in a guard. That was the solution. That's the solution to solve this Atlanta thing, right? Because this Atlanta thing is a thing, right? Indiana started it. Not Indiana, but Philadelphia started it. Actually, Chicago started it late last season when they put the 6'6" dude off their bench on them and laid a blueprint. And then everybody else started doing it since then. And Tibbs can't figure out that if you put a big guard on the floor to offset the size difference, put Jalen Brunson away from the ball, maybe 28 feet, somewhere away from the rest of the play. Dyson Daniels has to go with them because you have to respect Jalen Brunson's ability to shoot the three from a spot up position. So he has to respect that.
The issue is, like, you could ask Josh Hart to do that, but he's a jack of all trades, master of none.
Josh Hart's not that, bro.
He's master of none.
I feel you. I understand where you're going, but that's not what I'm talking about. Josh Hart is not that guy. Mikal Bridges is not that guy. Point guards are born; they're not made. Right? It's like when Florida takes their best athlete and put him at quarterback. That don't make him a quarterback. That means he's an athlete under center. Right? These guys are point guards, have this intuition. They know how to anticipate. They know how to maneuver the defense, right? You can't just say a guy is 6'8" with excellent handles means he's a point. Nah, you have to have a guy with that point guard mindset that knows how to run an offense in order to do it. The Knicks don't have that guy on the roster, and my fear is that they're not looking for that type of guy.
Here's my pushback, Fruzy. We just went against Atlanta. Dyson Daniel is not that guy as far as a playmaker. He's not a point guard. He can pass a little bit. He can initiate in certain situations if you give him enough space, but he's not that guy. And Trey was struggling in the first half, and they figured out ways to get Trey the ball on the move, going downhill, and to basically clear enough space for him to be effective.
Against what though? What did they figure out? What were they going against though?
A drop coverage.
They were going against a dummy defense, right?
Yeah, a drop coverage. And they figured it out.
So where's our point then?
My point is that coach adjusted, got Trey to be more effective,
Did Atlanta?
and
But
our coach
okay,
didn't adjust.
Did Atlanta run a basic defense though?
They weren't running
No,
anything complicated.
right? They did. Atlanta didn't run. Atlanta didn't run a base defense, right? Atlanta didn't do that. They ran a defense where they fronted Cat in the post for one, right? And when Cat was on the perimeter, Clint Capella was in arm's length. He never sagged off a Cat. He didn't want to give Cat room to pull up the three in front of him, right? If Cat was going to make a move, he had to go around him, right? There were like these small things, like coach, like in walkthrough, there's like these small things, like keep a hand on Cat. When he in the post, front him and make these guys throw the pass over the top of this front, right? They're not going to be patient enough because they're going to be hunting the three. Like the small things you say, these are small things that you say in passing. Like the Knicks are not going to be patient enough to work the ball into Cat because they look for the three too much.
But you know why they're not
Decision
going to be
making.
patient enough? They're not going to be patient enough because they always walking the damn ball up the court, wasting 10 seconds off the clock before they get into their action. So by the time you actually,
but you know why? You know why, right?
Because they ain't no ball handlers. There ain't no natural ball handlers.
Point guards have a sense of the game, bro.
But Dyson Daniel was bringing the ball up himself, and he ain't no natural point guard.
But no, he's not an NBA point guard. But he was a point guard before this. He's not an NBA point guard, sure, right? But Dyson Daniels was a point guard before this. Will he be an NBA point guard? Probably not, right? But what I'm saying is these guys that have point guard instincts know these type of things. It's like being a running back. You don't just put the fastest dude on the field in the backfield because you have to have a feel for the run game. You got to know when to hit the hole. When your linebacker's coming from your left, you know, Lee can speak to this. When the linebacker's coming from your left, Lee, what shoulder you hit that linebacker with, right? You hit him with left shoulder, left forearm, left knee, right? Left side of your body. You give up one side of your body to the backer that's coming. A backer that's coming straight at you, you give him one side to hit. You never get hit squared up.
Yeah.
Right. These things that if you don't play the position,
you get low.
Yeah, you get low and give them one side. You don't give them your whole body, right? Unless you want to be in the ambulance.
Hell no.
And that's the thing.
I'm gonna make sure I let it lick first.
Right. And that's the thing about big guards that play make. They could probably dribble and they could probably execute passes, but you have to have these instincts in order to do it. The Knicks don't have that guy, right? And Cameron Payne can be that guy at times, but Cameron Payne, I like him. He's growing on me, but he's not that type of pass first point guard that can initiate an offense. He's more of a conductor.
He's a score first guard, to be absolutely honest. Right. He defaults to better players when better players are on the court.
Right. I think that's what the Knicks are gonna have. If Tyler Kolek was 6'7", he'd be the ideal person for this. But he's not.
I'll say this though. If he was 6'7", Tibbs still wouldn't play him if his defense sucked.
And if he was a rookie, right? I get it. I get it. I get it. But ultimately, Fritz, what you're saying to what you were saying, I agree with you on that part. The solution to it, though, I think we make chocolate milk out. We muddy the waters kind of with the solution. The solution to any mismatch should be easy. If they have a size mismatch here, then we have one over there. They want to exploit this one. We want to exploit that one. We have to make them pay in mismatches. That's the reason why you hunt mismatches in the first place. At the end of the day, even at a minimum, you could take that 6'7" guard and post up Trae Young in the post. At a minimum, the most basic play you can run out of that. You can take Sean Livingston and post up Kyrie Irving. Like when Cleveland covered everything else, they just put Sean Livingston in the post to shoot over Kyrie. Y'all want to do a mismatch? We're going to do a mismatch right here. Y'all want to put this big guy on Steph? We're gonna take our big guy and get him to about 10 feet away from the rim and post up Kyrie Irving and shoot over the top of him until y'all get frustrated and get out of y'all mismatch. We can't do that with Boo Booey. We can't do that with Deuce McBride. Right? We can't do that with Cameron Payne. Fritz, you see where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
Right, Lee, you see where I'm going with it, right?
We got a lot of sharp pays and no shepherds.
Right, like you know how they put the defense will put 8 people in the box, or they'll put 9 people in the box. They'll show you 9 in the box, and then occasionally the offensive coordinator, if he want to keep a job, he'll fake the ball to the running back and throw the ball downfield, right? Because they are showing you that they are mismatching you, and you are showing them that you will mismatch them down the field.
Yeah,
you got it. Yeah, that's how.
Like I'm daring you.
Right. You bring 8 people in the box one more time, and I'm throwing this thing to Darius Haywood Bay. No, I need a receiver that can catch. I'm gonna throw this thing to Quincy Enunwa. Lee, you remember Quincy Enunwa?
I'm thinking about my man over there in Detroit. What's my man?
Trying.
Number 14.
Darius
What's the
Haywood Bay.
dude? No, St. Brown.
Yeah, okay. But Fritz, you see what I'm getting at, right? My question to you, Fritz, if that is the answer, do the Knicks have what it takes to go out and get a situational guy like Sean Livingston, a Sean Livingston type for this roster before the buyout market starts?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Knicks has the assets. I know everybody knows that they have that conditional first, but they got assets though. Even our rookies are assets. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that's what I think there are guys in the league now that are wing players that I saw play point guard in college. Right. The Dalen Terry kid, he played point guard at Arizona. You know who he was in the backcourt with?
No, I don't. Arizona?
Yeah, Benedict Mathurin was his
backcourt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Cody Martin played some point in college.
They were him and his brother were a backcourt mate tandem together twice.
So everyone agrees the team is not complete. Then, that's what you're saying?
No, that's not. No, that's not what I'm saying.
We need a piece.
Yeah, the not complete part is strong. Is a strong way to put it.
Okay,
right? Because no matter what team president you talk to, no matter what GM you talk to,
it's never complete.
Right? They're all gonna say they wish they could shore up something on the roster.
Okay.
In general, Dre, is that a unfair assumption?
Yeah. There's no such thing as a perfect team.
Right.
Yeah.
And the most important thing to fix right now is a wing.
Right. See the thing about the tall guard is the tall guard you assume is gonna help you guard wings, right? You don't bring a tall guard in to guard other tall guards. Right.
I think Cody Martin would probably be the most realistic and ideal fit, personally.
Dre love wings, bro.
But I'm saying
he just love wing players,
bro. As a description that you gave.
Nah, Cody Martin ain't that, bro.
He ain't the ideal point guard.
He's not a point guard, bro.
He's not a point guard, but he can
I'm talking about Delano Banton type.
Delano. You think Tibbs would trust someone like that?
You
think Tibbs would trust?
That's the thing.
Yeah. The thing is
the type. Absolutely. I agree, Freezy. I agree with the type.
I don't think Tibbs won't trust anyone, bro. Right? Tibbs won't trust anyone. You got to make him do. Tibbs is the type, bro, that coach over the years he looks like the type that prefers those type of guards anyway. You remember he had Kirk Heinrich? Kirk Heinrich was a point guard at Kansas. He fit that description where teams were doubling Derrick Rose. You can run your offense through Kirk Heinrich, who was a point guard, right? If y'all remember Keith Bogans was a combo guard at Kentucky. That could handle, right? We don't have that guy. Like Bridges is a traditional small forward type that's playing the two. He's not notice he doesn't move like y'all don't notice that Bridges doesn't move with the ball like Devin Booker. Devin Booker is a ball handling combo guard. Bridges don't do that. Y'all notice that
Bridges
don't move
handles
like
not
Bradley
tight
Beal?
enough.
Bridges don't
handles
move like Bradley
folds
Beal.
as soon as you put some ball pressure on him. He starts picking the ball up immediately.
Yeah, because that's not his thing. And the same thing with wing players, they're not used to that. They're used to using explosive athleticism or sharpshooting from the wing. That's what they're used to. That's probably what they grew up doing, right? But I'll give you a name, Lee. You know the perfect guy would have been for us, Lamar Odom. You remember Lamar Odom?
Yes, sir.
Well, Freezy, would you go after if we had the money? Would you go after like Malcolm Brogdon?
Nope.
No.
I
He don't want to be here.
So the Malcolm Brogdon question. See, here's the thing. So Dre, when you told me that, and for all the Mitchell Robinson fans, don't be offended, right? I'm not slamming.
Oh boy.
Right? But when
I'm about to lie,
that, when Dre, when you asked
here we go to the shotgun loaded.
It sounded like in my ear is, hey man, would you trade Mitchell Robinson for Mitchell Robinson? No. Not because of the idea of that player coming in and doing those things and being healthy is not what I want. It's the fact that you'll pay that man that money, and then in April he'll walk off the floor and he'll never play another minute as a Knick, and right before the playoffs start. Right? That's my thing with Malcolm. I would, if in theory,
the idea of Malcolm Brogdon, that type of player.
Yeah, if he could stay healthy, of course, man. Look, he's 6'5", he's thick. You know, Tibbs like thoughts, right? He beige. That man light skinned, just like Josh Hart.
Yeah,
bro, he fit right. He fit the mold, bro. He talked good. He fit the mold, bro. That man can't stay healthy though, dog. And you know, if you can imagine. And with Dre, bro, can you imagine me calling you on the phone, and when Malcolm Brogdon, Mitchell Robinson, and OG Anunoby all leave the same game with an injury? Can you imagine what that phone call gonna be like, bro? I'll be on my roof, bro, ready to jump. Fritz, can you imagine what that week would be?
It is, right?
Like Mitch, OG, and Malcolm Brogdon all are out 2 to 4 weeks due to injury, and we know that the Knicks are lying, knowing them dudes not coming back. Nah, bro.
I'm surprised we ain't had no injury from OG. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
The thought of that guy, the thought of the guy that you mentioned, a 6'4", 6'5" guard, strong, physical, battle tested, very professional.
The idea of that guy.
Absolutely, I would do it. Man, I would. But he been hurt this year already. Bro, we played 25 games. That man done missed 16 games already.
Yeah, he's not serious.
But will he solve? Would he solve that thing where you could take Josh Hart off the floor, put another ball handler on the floor, let Mikal Bridges do wing things, and then you can still run your 5-out offense?
We just need like we just need a connector type player. To me, Freezy, it doesn't necessarily have to be like an ideal point guard or someone that is just someone that has on ball skills in a pinch that you can utilize.
I'm gonna explain to you why you're wrong, right? How does Golden State look without a pure point guard?
I mean, who
They
was
look
their
like they
who
can
was their
destroy
pure
you on
point
some
guard
nights, and they look like
when
they can lose on any night, right?
I'm saying, but who was their pure point guard when they wanted to like I didn't consider at the time I didn't consider Sean Livingston a pure point guard. He wasn't that
He,
anymore.
yeah, that man was a pure point guard, right? What else was he?
When he came in, he wasn't racking up assists. He was getting you into your offense, and then he was isolating in the mid post for the most part,
That man, Dre, that
and
man was a
spraying out
point
of the
guard
mid
this whole
post.
time.
He
That man was a
he
point guard.
made sure he made sure the offense flowed.
Yeah, I'm a Duke fan, bro. I remember Duke recruited that dude for 2.5 years as the number one point guard in the nation. That dude was a point. That dude had pure point guard instincts.
But at the time when he came out of college, he had no jumper. When he was on Golden State, all he did was post up little guards and shoot over them.
Right. He was a different player. Remember Sean Livingston out of college or out of high school,
He had the basketball. He had the vision. He had
but he
basketball
was
vision.
he was probably the fastest dude out of college, explosive. This dude can
He was
run,
Jason Kidd.
jump. Yeah, he could do everything. He didn't have to do some like why shoot an 18-footer when he could just go by you and dunk. That in his mind, I'm not saying in theory, I'm saying in his mind, when you're the best athlete in the country at that position at 6'6", 6'7", explosive, very fast, you don't need to do see this dude at 6'7", he was not what's the dude name from Philadelphia? That the one rookie of the year. Um
Maxi.
Michael Carter Williams.
Michael Carter. See, he wasn't
Yeah.
Michael Carter Williams, bro. He was the opposite of that. He was explosive. And then after the devastating knee injury, he had to refine his game and become something else to be an NBA player. That's why you saw him posting up guards. He wasn't that when Duke was recruiting. Man, him and Corey Maggette, not Maggette, but him and Luol Deng would have been dunking on dudes every game.
Okay, I
Right?
got one. Okay, I got one. What about Denny Avdia?
Nah, no. I need a point guard, bro. No,
Would
no
you
wing play.
pick up
Any,
Ben
any
Simmons
point,
when he
any
gets
wing
cut?
player you say, I'm gonna say no, bro. I'm talking about point guard, bro. It
That's
got
that.
got
Yeah.
to be a point guard, bro.
Yep. That's me.
How about Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons. I like that.
Next
We ain't
year.
got Ben Simmons money. You know how much money he makes?
Nah,
Maybe.
it's on next
No,
year.
he's gonna get cut.
You can't pick up a guy that's cut unless he makes MLE or less.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing, and I think the thing that we, bro, the thing that y'all keep forgetting is, ideally, if we're gonna go get a injury risk, we could just go get Malcolm Brogdon. Why would we Ben Simmons?
Yep.
Man, Ben Simmons has a Sam Bowie poster on his wall for injuries.
Hold up. That's a leaky pipe.
Bro, who misses more games than Ben Simmons?
That's
Listen,
up.
Malcolm Brogdon.
when
Malcolm
he
Brogdon,
got
yeah,
coach Tibbs,
right,
that's
Malcolm Brogdon.
different.
And Dre, and everybody watching, I disagree with Dre on the type of player, right? I'm not being disagreeable with him as from a standpoint. It's just my preference, and the way I see it is when
Solid player.
teams smother your guard, you need another guard on the floor. You can't have wings. When your guard is smothered, you got to put another guard out there. That's my old school train of thought.
Would you take that guard from Charlotte that was cooking us Vasily Micic? I don't know. He's saying like point guards, guys that are available to be traded. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I kind of like him. Are you talking about the Euro guard, right?
Yeah,
The
Vasily
6'7" Euro guard.
Micic. Vasily Micic.
Ball Williams.
Ideally, I would love LaMelo, bro. LaMelo would be the perfect. If you could find like a budget LaMelo, that'd be the type person I'm looking for.
Oh, well, I got one for you. This might be blasphemous, and it's probably completely unideal because he's never going to be healthy. But Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball would have been. Lonzo would have been perfect, bro.
Oh,
If he were healthy, Lonzo would have been perfect. But we would have never been able to get him because of the money. right? But he would have been
Well, they're trying to trade
Lonzo,
him right now.
LaMelo, somebody like that, bro, would have been ideal because and chat and thank y'all for rocking with us, man. Chat, what I'm saying, basically from a basketball theorem, when a guard is taken away, put another guard on the floor. That's it, right? That's it, right? Like, and it's like, Wiz, you play chess?
Yeah, I play chess. Still am.
Right. So I asked Wiz just to get him in, just so that I won't lose Wiz. Right, Wiz, like you know how you play chess and you exchanging pieces in the middle of the board,
Right.
right? Now with me, I'm gonna try to cut the board in half and try to attack from an angle where I can castle my big pieces and move up on the other side of the board to try to prevent you from castling and from taking angles, because you know in chess it's all about angles, right?
Absolutely. Exactly.
What in basketball? Think about this. Think about and Corey Lee has said this till he blew in the face, right? Lee, how many times have you told me that we're losing the rebounding battle and our rim protection is suspect, right? How many times have you said that?
Yo, for real.
You blew in the face, right? So you blew in the face.
Yo,
So
Guinness Book of World Records.
right. So what's your solution to that?
I got nothing to say.
Put another big on the ball, right?
Play
somebody.
bigs that are on your roster.
Right. Play another big. So when you're on offense and they're taking your guard away, why would we put another non-guard on the floor?
I got one for you, Freezy. Kind of obvious and not obvious at the same time. Marcus Smart.
How big is he though?
6'4".
And but he plays bigger, right?
He routinely guards bigger players than him.
Right.
More effectively than Josh Hart does, anyway.
I could see Josh Marcus Smart at 6'4". My only thing with Josh Hart is I mean not Josh Hart, but Marcus Smart.
My
only thing with Marcus Smart is he too gets injured and his shot comes and goes.
And his decision making comes and goes. He'll be like, no, why are you taking that shot?
Right.
Like sometimes he feels like he needs to step up.
Right. Fellas.
But if we're talking about an archetype player,
I gotta get out of here, man.
All right.
I gotta get out of here. And then plus we got trolls in the chat. Where my mods at? Mods, bro. We got trolls in the building. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking. Appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna get out of here.
What's wrong with